Havik interview, scene E, shot 1, take 1.
Okay. Didn't rename your microphone mic, but we'll be okay.
All right. My voice is a little bit different, so you might figure that one out.
It might take me a minute. I might have to really rack my brain. But
Hey, just so you know, Mike is talking now, so. I can just start going on it. So behind us we have a Gen 2. It's a good customer of ours, Jimmy Ness. The car originally came to us. It used to be twin turbo. This thing has been through shops and shops through the years. Jimmy had it at Hennessy. It had a Hennessy 600R package on it for a while, and then it went to RSI for a twin turbo kit years ago. He actually then sold the car, and he actually ended up buying it back from the guy he sold it from a couple years ago. It's on our hands now and has been for a while. He decided to get rid of the turbos because engine management at the time was a little bit more of a pain. We couldn't get our hands on Motex at the time, so we decided to go with a high compression build. So the car has a 510 stroker crank in it. We did, like I said, we went with a high compression build, so a little bit longer rods, domed pistons. It's about an 8.8 liter now, running our stage 3 cam, or our stage 2.5 plus cam, we call it. It made very impressive numbers for a Gen 2 block, Gen 2 heads, and a Gen 2 intake. It put down 686 wheel horsepower along with 645 wheel torque. To my current knowledge, at the wheels for a stock Gen 2 motor, or not changing the heads out or anything else like that, I believe this is one of the highest horsepower Gen 2s that I'm currently aware of. I would love to know about your other builds, or if anybody else out there has anything faster. Would love to hear about it. We went through, we built, basically we kind of redid the whole car for them, but it has Penske Racing shocks, it has our custom catch can for that large displacement. It has a TR6060 trans out of the later generation Viper. So everything's kind of been done and ready to go. It has upgraded front bare brakes. It has upgraded rear bare brakes. So the whole car is kind of set up that if he wants to take it to a road course, it's ready to go, and he's gonna have some fun with it, especially now that we've got all the break-in miles done, all the tuning and drivability is still there, because we really wanted to design a cam and design a build around not only high horsepower numbers and being able to track the car religiously, but also still have your low-end drivability. And I'm really happy that we were able to do what we did with this car, just because it's pretty crazy for what it is. The Gen 2 motors stock were 450, so the fact that we're putting down 686 to the wheels is pretty insane out of a motor that started at that original number. So I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit, tell people about the build a little bit more, and really kind of come together and be able to show you guys what we've done and what we've worked on, along with some of the parts that we have on it. So that's kind of what we did. If there's anybody that's interested in it, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have about the car, about the build. And again, I can't thank Jimmy Ness enough for all of his patience and excitement around the project and around the build. Okay, so we have Jimmy Ness's car behind us. We have the hood open so we can talk about and show you guys some things that we've done. Along with all the Gen 2, the common problems we've addressed along with building the motor. So all of his coolant hoses are replaced, which we have now offer all cooling hoses for Gen 2s and all the generations. So if you need any of that, we have it. But your typical issues like your power steering pump pulley, we do restoration of the valve covers. It has our spark plug wires on it. It has our custom catch can system that we've built and developed. It's running aftermarket rails, larger injectors, and like we were talking about before, this has a 510 stroker crank, longer rods, domed pistons, high compression build, and just really made some crazy power for not a stock Gen 2, but stock block, stock heads, stock intake, because the intakes on the Gen 2s are rather restrictive when it comes to making certain power. So I'm really happy with the cam design that we came up with, and you know, the numbers speak for themselves. But this car is a blast to drive on the street and sounds awesome, which we'll talk about and show you later in the video today. We'll get some good sound clips of that so you can hear what the cam sounds like with this build. But we kind of went through, You can see the remote reservoirs for the shocks on the car, which are down in here. We mounted them on the front cross member. Our catch can, that's sized for an 8.8 liter with forged pistons, is in the center, which is all down in here. All of the routing from the crankcase and the valve covers are also all into the tank. And then we vent it out through the bottom of the car, so any smoke doesn't end up inside the car, because it's very common on these when you vent catch cans inside the engine bay that it all goes through your airbox and into the car, which can give you fumes and smells inside the car as well. So we vent all that out through the back of the car so you don't experience that.